using AI for writing has been a controversial topic for quite some time now. But now there's more fuel to the flame thanks to this New York Times article about a person who goes by Coral Hart, who claims to have written 200 books with the help of AI last year, making 6 figures in income. She's saying that authors must embrace AI or they will get left behind. Did I mention that she's actually selling a course for you to learn exactly how to do that? Yeah, who would have thought? What a surprise. Anyway, one of the quotes that's been going viral is this: "If I can generate a book in a day and you need 6 months to write a book, who's going to win the race?" Yeah, what a gotcha moment, right? I always thought that we wanted to be self-publishers and writers that can make a living from our writing to escape the rat race, not create their own rat race and hamster wheels. Like, what's going on? But yeah, this article has been generating a lot of outrage and has caused a massive backlash in the writing community against authors who now openly admit to using AI. Coral Hart and her various pen names are some of them, but also this author called Elizabeth Ann West and her Future Press, or whatever her publishing house is called, that's exclusively publishing AI assisted or AI generated novels. And like, of course, at first glance, this comment is very infuriating and provocative, but I don't think it's really that new, this whole phenomena that it's a race and stuff. It's just that AI is exacerbating the whole thing. But I think also it's a good thing because this AI debate has uncovered a much larger, much older problem that I now have come to face myself. And it all comes down to, why are authors starting to use AI when they have previously been writing without it and been successful? Like Coral Hart supposedly has been a successful author for decades now, being published in Harlequin and all these category romance publishing houses and stuff like that. So why did she feel the need to hop onto AI? Well, my guess is either she doesn't really feel like writing anymore, or it's about making even more money in shorter amounts of time. And then it's like, it seems it's all about making the quickest buck possible. And I feel like it's so easy to fall into that trap. Even without AI, it has been the case that we get pushed further and further into that corner, and we do it to ourselves. But it wasn't actually until I watched another video on the same phenomena in music by this YouTuber called Low Tide Audio, and I want to show you a quick clip of it because it's so interesting. You can transfer the points he's making one-to-one to writing and self-publishing, and it's quite eye-opening actually for myself as well. Let's have a quick look.
On the surface, the fear sounds like this. AI will replace musicians, right? AI will flood the market with soulless music, right? AI will make creativity meaningless. All that fear makes a lot of sense.
So here, you can just replace music and musicians with writers and writing, and it just rings the same. It rings true as well for writing.
But it's incomplete because musicians were already struggling long before AI showed up, which leads us to the real problem. AI did not break the music industry. It just exposed something uncomfortable because the industry stopped valuing human creativity a long time ago. And then streaming trained us to expect infinite music for almost nothing. Algorithms trained artists to optimize instead of express.
Yeah, so this is exactly the same thing for writing, right? So I've been thinking about this quite a lot recently, and it's even before AI, self-publishing advice was always publish a lot, publish quickly, publish regularly. You need to be wary of the algorithm and the cliffs that exist in Amazon. Or after 30 days, after 90 days, your book will stop being visible. It will fall down in ranking and so on and so on. There were all these rules and all this advice that was given, which basically point down to that you have to be quick and produce a lot of content all the time to stay visible, to keep selling books. And that's the common advice that is given to people. And most people follow this, especially when they're exclusive to Amazon KDP and Kindle Unlimited, because then you really have to churn out a lot of books. and people expect a certain pace, especially in certain genres like romance. And I just started to think, is this really a sustainable, fulfilling way to do my writing? And I think the answer I'm coming to is no. And maybe you also start thinking about this, because maybe what's the reason you want to write? Is it because you want to make money? Or is it because you care about telling a good story in the best way possible? Because it feels like it's so easy to fall into the trap that you want to make money with this. I'm guilty of this myself. I mean, I've been saying it in a lot of videos when I talk about money and my income and stuff like that. So what do I actually care about? Is it the writing or is it the money? And it's like, it's so easy to fall into the trap of just thinking about how much money my books are making, that I stop thinking about, are these the books I actually enjoy writing? I think with AI, it's the same thing, just 10x, right? Because now you can generate books super quickly. And the same question goes for these people like Coral Hart. It's like, why do you want to make books? Is it because you care about the stories or like writing? No, I mean, obviously for these people, as she herself is saying, she wants to win the race, which basically means she wants to make the quickest buck possible with the least amount of effort needed, right? For her, it's not about writing. It's just about making a product and selling it. The sad part is with this kind of thinking is that you push out a lot of people that work on a natural pace on writing and their books, and they just get even less of a chance to be visible and find readers and make their books seen and read. So that's kind of a sad part about this.
While editing this video, I realized I needed to make my point a bit clearer. I'm not saying AI isn't bad news for publishing, but the way I myself and others have been working on our books might have paved the way for this kind of, let's say, content production. Should books be considered content, or should they be more than that? Should we as writers be more careful with what and how we approach the business side of things? It's clear that I, myself, but also many other writers have let ourselves become slaves to the algorithms in hopes of success. AI has not created this problem. It only makes it more obvious. The trajectory in which things are moving, though, is our own fault. Let's hear Low-Tie Audio one last time about the same issue, but in music.
Virality trained musicians to chase moments instead of mastery. And then speed became more important than depth. And output became more important than identity.
This is exactly what has happened or has been happening in self-publishing for the last couple of years, because KDP, Kindle Unlimited, and the Amazon algorithm reward all these things as well, right? So people who publish quickly, produce quickly and regularly, they are winning because they can make more followers and they get their series visible in the algorithm. So that doesn't mean that their books are bad. It's just they probably would have been better if they spent more time on it. Or it's probably a kind of different kind of book than maybe if you would spend a long time on a really huge fantasy trilogy, for example, or something. But these people might just produce shorter novels like I did. I'm guilty of this myself, right? I tried this as an experiment, publish shorter books quickly, see if I can make it work. And I did have some financial success, right? Last year I made $30,000 roughly. But I feel quite burned out and not fulfilled. It's not a nice feeling. And if I extrapolate this and say, if I made 3 times this money, I could quit my job. But would I really want to be doing this as a full-time thing? Answer is no, it's not fulfilling. It doesn't feel good to do this. For me, at least, right? This is a personal thing, of course. But I feel like AI will make this even worse for some people. Like Coral Hart, now she's sitting there all day, every day, prompting, letting the agents run. She's checking the output. She's putting all the stuff that the AI spits out into a product, packages everything, and ships it. I'm a privileged person, right? I'm living in a Nordic country with like free healthcare and stuff like that. I have a good job. I don't need to like hustle. So if you don't need to hustle, why do you want to burn out yourself in that way, with or without AI? So I'd rather keep to something that really excites me and sparks my creativity, right?
I'll leave the last word to Low Tide Audio. Make sure to check out his video and his channel. I'll link it down below.
Why we built an industry where making more mattered more than making something true. So making more mattered more. And that is not a technology problem. That is a values problem.